Hey Maya, thanks so much for meeting with me today.
Hi, Donna. You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
So I just wanted to catch up with you about the yoga medicine 200-hour teacher training program that you just completed recently at the end of last year. But before we get into that, maybe you can just let me know a little bit about yourself and what you do, what drew you to yoga, what your yoga practice is like.
So I am an accountant. I have been doing accounting for 20 years and have done yoga just as a pleasure for about 10 years. And what drew me to yoga originally was the physical aspect. I had friends that did yoga that they looked great. However, the more I did yoga, I just found out how I can help my body heal and be strong as I grow older. And so I have a 6-year-old son, and throughout after becoming a mom, there were some challenges. I had to do some physical therapy, and I just linked physical therapy and yoga and wanted to help my body. I wanted to heal myself, and that's what drew me to want to become a yoga teacher, explore this program, and just learn more about anatomy.
Awesome. And so what drew you to yoga medicine specifically when you were looking for teacher training programs?
So, a couple of the yoga studios here I live in Oklahoma City, and a couple of the yoga studios here have a lot of graduates from yoga medicine. And originally, I looked for online training with yoga medicine a couple of years ago, and it wasn't available. So I was very disappointed, and no other program felt right. And so I almost gave up until one day I got that email. Hello, we have the 2 hour, we have 2 hour, 200-hour teacher training available online. So that was very excited about that. The things that I liked about yoga medicine from firsthand was the teachers that I taken classes with here locally, and also the how great the program is and focusing on anatomy. That's what really drew me to this program, is the anatomy aspect.
And was there something, I would just go back a little bit, was there something um, that really called you to want to teach, or was it more about your own deeper understanding?
It started with just me wanting to deeper understand my body. I wanted to learn about different muscles, my anatomy, how I can support my body. But going through the process with yoga medicine, I really felt like I'm on my way to find my voice as a teacher. I really enjoy the aspect of sharing what I'm learning. And anytime I taught a class, or just if it was an assignment or a practice or whatever, I felt almost like a teacher hype. And I really, really felt like there's something here for me other than just exploring my own body anatomy, helping myself, but also maybe I can teach and help other people.
I love that. Do you remember, was there like a turning point for you in the program where you that sort of insight came in where you're like, oh, hang on a second, there might be something else here? Was there like a specific moment
Yes.
you can hone in?
Yes, and I think it was probably, so we started in March, and I probably want to say it was September when really felt really confident in what I'm learning, and I really felt that I can do this. Like I felt confident in my teaching, in the knowledge, the anatomy, the cues that I was giving when I was practicing. I felt so confident, and I felt like this was something that I was meant to do.
That's so cool.
So a few months in the program, so yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. And what what were sort of your expectations coming into the program?
So I really wanted to understand my body, how I can support different muscles that I've had issues in the past, that I've had to do physical therapy. So going into the the teacher training program, I was really hoping to learn all of that. I and that as entering the program, I had no expectations to teach. like I said, that came in throughout the process. As I was going through the process, I really found my voice as a teacher.
Mm, that's amazing. Oh, I've got goosebumps. It's so great. So I'd love to kind of maybe try to like drill into that a little bit more, like what the process was like for you. If you can remember, and if you can share in more details, like how it unfolded, how did you go from, wanting to do this for yourself to then realizing, actually, I love being able to share what's really passionate for me. And if there was anything specifically about the program that really facilitated that for you.
So, as I was going through the program, first, I really enjoyed, so everything, the content was very well laid out. Everything was planned well, in a stacking, if you wish, like in a stacking way, where I feel like the repetition is what really helped me get confident in my knowledge. And I like the aspect that all the teachers, all different teachers, all of you taught the same topic in a different way. So, some teaching method was more visual, or another lesson would be on the same anatomy part or muscle, but it would be slightly different. So the repetition really helped me gain confidence in my knowledge. Um, And I think the biggest thing that I felt really confident, and maybe that's what really gave me confidence. And I keep saying, I found my voice as a teacher, meaning I felt like I can teach this to people that are not necessarily the flexible or the strong yogi that you see online or in the yoga studio. Another thing that yoga medicine is really great at is modifications. And I think that that's what really also helped me get confident in my practice. Start using the modifications, start using props. And I felt confident in, I can teach my mother-in-law who is 65 years old, that can barely bend. I can teach her to do different poses. And I really, maybe that's kind of like you asked me about a turning point. Maybe that's when I realized I can use all of this and teach and be good at what I'm teaching. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, that was so good. I'm just having like a moment where I'm just like, oh,
Okay.
that was gold. That was perfect. It's like just kind of getting to those details, of being like, oh yeah, it was when I realized I could teach my mother-in-law that who can't bend and touch her toes, that I actually have
Yeah, and
so
maybe
much to share.
yes, and I think that was a turning point. Now that I keep talking and kind of remembering back, is when I did actually indeed teach my mother-in-law for an assignment, and I felt confident in what I'm doing because she was able to finish through the entire class, and as she kept going, and I could feel, my assignment was such, I had to do this, this, and that. But as I was looking at her and giving her modification and props, and I realized I'm not going to be able to do this, this, and that because she's not ready. She's not there yet. I'm not going to hurt her body. So I think that moment was kind of a turning point where I realized, okay, I can really do this. Like I can look at somebody, I can look at a student, and I can assess, are they able to do something? Am I going to hurt them? And how to help them do the yoga pose and get the benefit from it without hurting them.
Yeah, so cool. What were some of the other highlights of the program for you? What did you enjoy?
I really enjoyed my classmates. I call them classmates. So all the other students in the program, I enjoyed the little get to know each other activities that we had at the beginning and throughout the maybe they were more at the beginning, but throughout the entire program. I felt like that really gave us a chance as the students to get to know each other, to where we even had our own group chat on the side and we still keep in touch. So I really enjoyed that aspect as well.
Um, yeah, actually that just made me think about sort of specifically doing it online, you mentioned in the beginning that like you knew that you had to do the program online. And so how did you find the online learning experience? Where you, I mean, I know that you were pretty happy with it, but um, yeah, when you look back and when you reflect on having done it online as opposed to in person, were there things that stood out to you that actually were like, yep, I'm really glad I did it online?
So the online format was very manageable. I think the way you had it laid out was perfect amount of work. Um, it I never felt overwhelmed with the material itself. It was very manageable, and I really, really, the fact that you can go back and repeat lectures however many times you want online is really something that works for me. Sometimes I'm not super quick at thinking on my feet. Sometimes I need time to process information and repeat it and rewatch it. And so that really works for me.
Yeah, great. Um, how would you say the program changed you as a person? If it did, maybe it didn't.
So the biggest thing, well, the program changed so many aspects for me. I think a couple big ones that I can think of right off the bat is I incorporated daily meditation, which it doesn't have to take a long time. Sometimes I only have time 2 or 5 minutes to do it. However, I really feel like that really changed my life. Um,
In what
Even to
way?
where it changed my relationships. I
Mm.
feel more present. I feel like I'm a better mom. And I can feel the days that I don't do my meditation or the yoga practice that I intended. I can feel it. So this is something that I need so that I can be a better human, a better mom, a better wife. So that definitely that changed my life. And then also I feel a lot more outspoken. I felt I gained confidence in speaking in front of people because that was something that I've always struggled with. Um, and now I feel really confident. I'm not super confident, but I've gained so much more confidence in just speaking out loud in front of people, which was always kind of a challenge for me in the past.
Oh, that's so beautiful. What a lifelong gift, both of those things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I always say to people who want to do yoga teacher training. I'm like, there's so much more to it that you get to walk away with, than just becoming a yoga teacher. But not just becoming a yoga teacher, it's a pretty big deal. But um,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. And so, last question is, what would you say to someone who's thinking about doing the yoga medicine 200-hour teacher training program?
Absolutely do it. Go for it. Because even if you have the desire, do it. The program is amazing and just trust the process. Even if you have doubts at the beginning, trust that you would get there and you would be so proud of yourself in what you can achieve. So trust the program. I highly recommend it.
Thanks, Maya. That's perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know it's late for you
You're
and
welcome.
yeah,
You're welcome.
busy.